Welcome to the Cox3.com post-game show. Your final score, Trabuco Hills 40 and Dana Hills 30. Thanks for joining us here at Trabuco Hills High School, along with the coach Bill Cunity. I'm Mark Heller. Well, early on, it was Dana Hills. They were up 9-3. After that, though, Coach, it was all Trabuco Hills. They went on a 22-3 run and took over this basketball game.
Well, a couple of things. If you're Tom Desiano, your three-point game tonight really let you down a little bit. The other thing was great defense by Trabuco Hills, sagging down on the post, contesting balls all over the court. And I think Sean Sullins would tell you that defense probably was the reason they won this game.
Well, Dana Hills, 2 of 22 from three-point range, while Trabuco Hills 1. They have to work on their free throw shooting, Coach, where there are only 8 of 24.
Well, in the playoffs, as you mentioned tonight, that's going to be critical. So tomorrow at practice, after they go out for In-N-Out Burger tonight, they're going to come and shoot some free throws tomorrow at practice.
You know, the thing that really impressed me with Trabuco Hills was their defense. They really limited Dana Hills' looks when they brought it down low in most cases. Their big guys, Taylor and Sheffield, were double-teamed. And then on the offensive end, Trabuco Hills, especially in the first half, was patient, worked the clock, took it to the basket when they needed to, and when they had the open threes, they were able to launch them in.
Well, I think what you said at the start made the most sense to me. Number one, if you're going to miss that many three-point shots, they're not open shots. You always have a hand in your face, a double team. So you can say Dana Hills had an off night shooting, and there was a reason for that, and that was Trabuco Hills' defense.
Let's take a look at some highlights from this basketball game. We'll start off for Dana Hills. It was Jack Clendenin from the outside.
Well, a couple of early big shots puts Dana Hills up, and I thought at the very start of this, they could run away with this game. There's the second of those two outside jumpers.
Yep, and then the three-point shots took over with Alex Basalian, the first of 2 straight he made.
Well, they had 4 in a row in this little stretch, and I'll tell you what, those 12 points got them to a big lead at halftime, and probably the biggest reason they won this game.
And then the next 3 was our player of the game, Brendan Fagans. He had 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 block shots.
Well, that's a great night's work, but this young man was most impressive to me on the offensive boards. He picked them clean.
And then Aaron Harris hit the last of those 4 threes. And now we go to second half highlights. And it was all about James Taylor. He scored 8 points in the third.
Well, you know, at one point this was a bit of a blowout. And all of a sudden Tom Desiano's guys got hot again. They got this down to a 4-point game.
Yep. On offense, they go to Fagans. He makes another 3 from the outside. This is the 6'8", 190-pound senior. And on the next play, you'll see his 5th block of the game.
Well, as we mentioned, his numbers speak for themselves. He had a tremendous night, but I think he's going to be a terrific college player, a 6'8" guy that can shoot from the outside.
Yep, and then the nice defensive steal by Aaron Harris right there. And then finishing things off, it's going to be the point guard, Robert Greppo, making a 3. I don't know if he called it that way, but it found nothing but the bottom of the net.
Well, as I said, he didn't have to call bank, he called stick, because that ball stuck between the rim, the backboard, and that little porch on the back of the basket, and he dropped it through.
For the Dolphins, Taylor with 5, Clendenin 5, and Mathis 4. Taylor with 10. Check it there. And for Trabuco, Fagans 15, Harris 12, and Basalian, he had 7. As far as the overall numbers put together by James Covarrubias, neither team shot particularly well from the field. The difference was the threes. 6 of 24 for Trabuco, just 2 of 24 for Dana. The free throws weren't pretty for the Mustangs, 8 of 25. Dana Hills, 16 turnovers. Dana did have +4 on the rebounding edge. Well, the bottom line on this one, it wasn't a pretty game, but by the time the game ended, Trabuco Hills and Dana Hills, right now, they're in a tie for first place, both at 6-1 with 1 league game remaining.
Both of those teams, and talking to both coaches afterwards, I said, gosh, this is going to be great, a co-championship. And both of them reminded me there's 1 game left, and you can't underestimate anybody in this league. But if they do tie and they go into the playoffs, I'm sure they're going to get good seeds, and I think both of these teams can go a long way in this playoff.
Well, you know what it is? Both of these teams are very good on defense.
That's
and teams that play good defense, if you didn't learn anything about the Super Bowl, have a chance to win championships.
I'd say there's one area, and you might say, well, it's three-point shooting you'd like to improve on. That's going to be there some nights, and some nights it's not. But, boy, free throw shooting has to be a priority, because in the playoffs, that can be the difference.
Well, with the victory, Trabuco Hills now 15-9 on the year. With the loss, Dana, they drop to 19-5. Well, that's going to wrap it up from Trabuco Hills High School. We appreciate your joining us here on the Cox3.com post-game show. The cheerleaders of Trabuco Hills on Whiteout Night, they had a whole lot to celebrate as the Mustangs win it 40-30. For Bill Kennedy, I'm Mark Heller. So long from Trabuco Hills High School.